You're watching K34.
Welcome to this Good Morning Vail Monday edition. I am so excited. I'm your host, Gretchen Pleshaw. We are going to talk all things orange cake today, as well as Kaylee Rush, who is a brilliant photographer, and Eyepieces of Vail. So sit back, have that cup of coffee, because Good Morning Vail starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Hi, it's Julio from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you on 92"? Because we're always bringing you more. More Good Morning Vail from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More local coverage with Vail Vibes and Covered Bridge on TV8. More opportunities to participate with new roundtable panels on mountain perspectives and our new Spanish programming block coming this fall. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or our website at tv8vail.com.
For TV8 in Vail, I'm Avisha Scarborough at the Gerald R. Ford Amphitheater. We'll see you next time. Hi friends, welcome to a little behind the scenes. I'm Avisha Scarborough, and I'm so excited to be part of the team at TV8 in Vail. I love the outdoor lifestyle here, I love the arts and culture, and I love being part of this community. My show is called Vail Vibes with Avisha, where I tell you about all the amazing activities going on here in Vail and surrounding areas all year round.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now, I love the foliage. I love the look, the land of Vail. And Kaylee Rush, photographer extraordinaire, captures that beautifully. Let's take a look of when I got to sit down and talk to her.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now, it's always a great day to have all these powerful, inspiring women on the couch with me. Kaylee Rush is a photographer. I should say extraordinary. You're brilliant. How are you doing, Kaylee?
Good.
Good,
How are
good,
you?
good. I am so good. So,
Good.
Kaylee, you and I met because so many people in this valley have used you for photography. I went on your Instagram site, fell in love, and then I hit up Kaylee, which is, usually I don't call the photographer, and we had an amazing, I do have to say, photo shoot together. I was sick.
Yeah.
You remember, and it was the only time we could do it. She made me look good. So that's a lot to be, to say. But you really have your own unique style, your own vibe. Can you kind of walk us through? Because one thing I was not used to, Kaylee, is you have a whole closet full of items for people to wear, to choose from during the photo shoot. Can you kind of tell us
Yeah.
a little bit about that?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I have a lot of like handmade gowns, a
Okay.
lot of textures. They're flowy, they have movement,
Yes.
very like neutral tones, so they look good on many
Yeah.
different like skin tones.
Totally.
And I would find that people always struggled with what to wear for their
Yes.
photo shoot.
Yeah.
And I just started researching what they should wear.
Okay.
So I work with a few like gown designers, and I have about 80 pieces in my client closet.
80? Oh, that's a
Yeah.
lot.
So
Dang.
yeah, it's awesome, and a lot of them are like variable sizing, so they fit on
Yes.
anyone
Well,
pretty
and
much.
That's
So
one thing I really loved too, not to interrupt you, was I love that you have a lot of kind of boho chic pieces. I mean, you have every style, but it's really neat because I saw some maternity
Yeah.
like gowns that women that were not pregnant
Yes.
were rocking. And I think actually one that I wore might have been, or maybe it
it's
was
used
just
for both. Yeah.
And
So
I
they're
love
nice
that.
because they wrap and they
Yes.
open, so you can kind of like pop a belly out
Yes.
and have this. Or you can keep it covered.
And do
And they
whatever.
also work for like just moms with their children.
Yes,
So,
I
yeah.
love it. Well, and that takes out the middleman because I know, I used to I'm 6 foot tall, and I used to model a lot when I was younger. And when people would come in and say, even for a test shoot, before they would pick me or to see if I could get hired, I would always struggle with what to wear for the basic clothing. So that says a lot because I
Yeah.
remember when we got together and I was like, the first couple times around texting with you and being like, what should I wear? And you're like, girl, I got you.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That really,
It
there's
really-
one. I love it.
Yes.
That's one of the pictures I
Yes.
love. And so what is your kind of style of picture? Can you kind
It
of give us
definitely is like a boho chic
boho
style.
chic?
Yes.
Everyone
I
loves
think
this
it's
one, by the way.
Yes.
Keely. That's so cool.
Pretty spot.
And how do you pick the spots? Oh, and this is kind of like, we didn't even know I was going to get engaged. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, that was not in the works yet.
Yes. Yes.
No, how do you pick the spots, Kaylee? Because I know that like we went around Vail, you kind of knew, like you kind of felt my vibe I felt. How do you do that?
So I spent a lot of time researching locations that are, first of all, easy to park,
Yes.
just close walking distance, because a lot of people are bringing their young kids or they have their
love
like
that.
grandfather with them, and
Yes.
it needs to be easy access.
Right.
So you don't want to hike for an hour to get to the spot, so you're sweaty and
Right.
don't feel camera ready. So it's just I have like a lot of texture with the trees and the mountains, and
Yes.
if I can find water. So I have a big base of locations that I use.
And I love that because it gives this beautiful, like, I feel the pieces that you choose, and I know that you allow people to bring their own clothing too, but you're really good at putting the piece, I'm trying to put the words to it because it's like art in motion, poetry in motion. So like
Yes.
the pieces flow with the landscape is what I'm trying to
Exactly.
say. Like
Exactly.
the picture in the water, like I remember we were laughing so hard because I was like, oh my gosh, does this look weird? And you're like, no, it's brilliant. Like the dress actually started flowing with the water.
Yes.
How did you, is that something that's just innately in you? How did you
Yeah,
learn
like
that?
it just if you can kind of like take all of the compositional pieces to
Yeah.
the photo, you have the landscape and the wardrobe and
Yeah.
the emotion and the movement. So if you can just put these all together, it just
Magic.
comes. Yeah, it's more of like an art photography rather than like a
Yeah.
portrait. So we're trying to like break the mold of like the standard family portraits where everybody smiles and
Yes.
looks at the camera, and now you become compositionally a piece of art in
Well,
your
and
photograph.
That's what I wanted to say is so cool about you because like obviously the photo shoot that we did was kind of like modelly fun, but then you've done tons of families, you've done birth announcements and I don't really know the pregnancy photo shoot, but like also
Yeah.
with children, and then you do the couples. I mean, tell us what you do because you have it all.
And
Yeah.
I try to not be so like posed, and because people, if you're posing them, you feel really stiff, and you're like, oh, do I look good?
And
so
I can say by experience, I
Yes.
really came in and I was like hitting the angles, and you're like, girl, no. Like, and you know what looks good because I
Yeah.
think what I was thinking, like, oh, do your body contouring like this, and you showed me a different kind of flow and vibe, and the more natural, the better. Yeah.
Yep. And so when I do like a family picture, I'm like, don't yell at your kids.
Yes.
Just let them play, and you just watch them. Don't look at my camera.
Yes.
And I will just document your session.
Experience,
It's like you're
yeah.
hanging out in the nature, and you get to, yeah.
Well,
So,
and you have a little one too
I
that
do.
you've taken some pictures of, and
Yes.
we
Yes.
have to give him a shout out. He's darling.
little
and
Kai.
oh my gosh, Kai is so cute.
Yes.
But you can really feel the energy of each person that you shoot.
Mm-hmm.
It never feels forced. There aren't any glam shots. It's a very ethereal, like very just flows, and it's
Mm-hmm. Yes.
beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah. So give us a little bit of rundown. I know you kind of just told, but so you do family portraits. Can you tell us
Mm-hmm.
exactly what you offer?
I do kind of everything,
Okay.
but smaller weddings, elopements, and
Oh,
then
that's
I
right,
do
yes.
like maternity. Maternity is nice because I have the client closet to
Right. Because it's like boho maternity.
exactly.
Cute. Yeah.
And then a lot of like family portraits where
Cool.
I style the family for
Love
the whole
that.
session, and then newborn, like in-home newborn.
Oh, you
which is
do?
also,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
I
brilliant.
do.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So if
And
a
that's
family,
like lifestyle, like
Right.
not posed. I don't wrap them up. I just let the family hold the baby, and then I just document them.
I love
hanging
that.
out with
It's
their-
just so real. It's natural.
exactly.
And you capture, I said this already, but it's truth. You capture the energy of your subjects so well. That's what really, there's so many great photographers, as you know, especially in this
There
town.
is, yeah.
But you really capture the energy, the vibe. It's
you.
really cool.
Thank
yeah,
you.
of course. So Kaylee, when people want to reach out to you, what is the easiest, best way and to look at your work and kind of get a vibe?
Yeah, they can go to my Instagram, which
Yes.
is just my name, Kaylee Rush Photo.
Okay.
So it's Caylee.
Okay.
Weird spelling. Rush Photo, and then or my website, which is the same.
Okay, cool.
my-
And
yeah.
you can text you, email.
Text
What-
and email. Yeah.
email? Okay.
I have all. Yeah.
And I do want to say, so you shoot pretty much all year round, is that correct?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot less in the winter.
Okay.
A lot of times it's cold,
Yeah.
obviously. So to have children out in the cold, they
It's a
last
little-
for like 10 minutes and they're
Done.
crying.
Yeah.
But I did get a lot of really cute snowsuits, neutral tones, and
Oh,
so they're
this
not
is
having
good
to
to
take
know.
their like colorful ski gear out.
How cool.
They can stay warm. And
So this
be
is something
super
that
cute.
kind of sets you amongst all the things that make you amazing. You, aside from the rest, is you take out everything. So someone can call you and be like, hey, family of 4, you can style all of them.
Mm-hmm.
You will pick, I mean, it's really a non-thought process. I mean,
Exactly.
That's
And
so
if they
cool.
want to style themselves, I have a styling service that they can kind of like pick outfits. It sends the like link
Okay.
to purchase the
Oh,
outfit.
neat.
So
Okay.
yeah, it's
dang, I
Yeah.
thought I knew you so well, and now I'm learning so much.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. And then, so is there anything that you want to, do you do any kind of like, because I know it's pricey, it's fun, and your product shows. Do you ever do kind of discounts or anything like during the summer, springtime, anything like that?
for like a repeat
Customer?
client.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
cool.
do.
No, that's so
Yeah.
good to know. Oh my gosh. Well, I can speak from experience. I was sick again, and you killed it. It was
Yeah,
so
you
good.
look beautiful.
Oh, you're
It
so
was such a
sweet.
fun-
And we had
yeah.
such a good time. I mean,
Yeah.
instant. I will say, we were in the trails, and there was a loose dog that scared the bejesus
Oh,
out of
yeah, I forgot about that. on the trail.
It's fun because you make it,
fun.
I do have to say, you make it really fun. And I think a lot of people get very nervous for photo shoots because
Yeah,
they want to
definitely.
have this product, whatever. Relax, just let Kaylee do her thing because it's so much fun. Thank you so much, Kaylee.
Thank you.
You're awesome. We can't wait to, we'll have you back. We'll have to
Yeah.
get some more pictures.
Thanks.
Keep it right here. We have more Good Morning Vail to come.
Good morning, Vail.
Hi, it's Max at TV8 Vail. We want to invite you all to the Wacky Winter Reading Program. It's open to all ages. All you have to do is read 10 books or 1,000 pages. For more information, go on our website, tv8vail.com. And thank you to our sponsor, the Eagle Valley Library District.
Hello, I'm Shervin Rezai here with Chenna Garden in Avon, Colorado. My hobbies are obviously skiing. I've been skiing since I was 3 years old. In addition to that, music's always been my first passion, and you can see that alive and well at Chenna Garden with our little record nook, where we have over 300 records, and we'll continue to grow that collection and play vinyl records for you while you enjoy your cuisine. Chenna Garden is Avon's oldest running restaurant. We've been open since 1988 when my mother set up shop and wanted to begin offering Avon, Colorado, the best quality Chinese food that we could get. And I started working in the restaurant when I was 8 years old as a dishwasher, making $1 a day. And then one of the servers, pushed by my dad, told me I should ask for a raise, and then I got $5 a day, but then I had to put all $25 at the end of the week into a savings account, which actually helped me out in college. So after college, I went out to New York for law school, and I spent 15 years out in New York City practicing law and working in-house, which exposed me to a lot of restaurants all over the world, all over the country. And after getting exposure like that, I realized that we have this beautiful restaurant here that has so much potential. So in the fall of 2023, we came back, remodeled, and tried to get this back to give that special feel that I've known all my life here. We've been offering a lot of new cuisines, including German cuisine with our good family friend Gunther Schmidt, who's been serving up authentic German cuisine in the Valley for many, many decades. Why not? This is America. We can serve German food in a Chinese restaurant, and we just let it try. And after a year of it, it's been building up some success, and we're just having a lot of fun just seeing the look of bewilderment on every customer when they're like, how am I getting German food in a Chinese restaurant that's this good at this quality? Chenna Garden is really all about that community, and that first starts with the local community. We always try to take care of all of us who are working hard, grinding it, so that we can also enjoy what this valley has to offer. And through that, we get a nice mix of word of mouth, tourists who come in. We're looking for something a little more authentic and that has a history with the valley. I'm a proud member of the Avon Vail Valley community, lifelong member as I was born here, and I hope you come out and see us here at Chenna Garden. We're open every day, 4 to 9, any day the mountain's open. Cheers.
Good morning, Vail.
Now we all know TikTok is all the rage, and Kim got this off of TikTok, and it's pretty cool. Let's see how they make some orange cake.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
I love to follow all the TikTok trends on in regard to food and recipes.
Yep.
That's really the only thing I use it for. So I saw this whole viral orange blender cake, and I thought we have to absolutely try it. We have to try it. So I did read that it is important what type of orange that you pick because they have varying levels of sweetness, plus with like the seeds and the skin, you really want to use like a thinner skin.
Right.
So we're using a whole navel orange. These luckily
With
don't
very
have,
thick skin.
like I'd say
Kind
medium.
of like you.
So-
You've got thick skin.
When it comes to
Yeah.
working next to you, Kevin, I do. But if you check this out, you can kind of see that the skin is like, I'd say it's thin to medium sized, right?
Right.
So we quartered it up, or you quartered it up.
I did.
Because you don't want the seed in it, because the seed actually creates a bitter taste to it.
Right.
And so, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started. But what you want to do is actually just throw all of the wet ingredients in the blender first, and that includes the orange.
All right,
so
I am the Robin to your Batman, so you tell me what.
The Robin to my Batman. So we've got 4 eggs sitting out at room temperature, and we've got them here in a Tupperware. So we're going to crack the 4 eggs into the blender, or you can do the oranges. It really doesn't matter. We're going to let Kevin go ahead and be the egg cracking master. And it's pretty great. And then it really, you can use self-rising flour, or you can use regular flour depending on what you have on hand. And I had regular flour, so that's what we're going to use, with regular flour and baking powder. Okay. And then, we're cracking all four eggs. The eggs. Then we're going to throw in our orange. Now,
peel and all, just
toss it in there. Insane, right? I'm really excited about this.
I don't know about this, Kim.
It creates like a fun, like really citrusy flavor and texture. Then we've got lemon extract. We want to do about a teaspoon of the lemon extract.
Got it.
And then we also need to include oil, and that's like the basis of all of our wet ingredients. So you don't have to use the lemon extract, at least that's what I've been reading.
I just literally put it in, and you said, well, you don't have to use it.
But I heard it gives it a little bit more pizzazz when you're tasting the flavors. So we did that, and then we've got oil. I think we need to use about 3/4 of a cup of avocado oil, which I've never seen a cake made with avocado oil before,
yeah, I've seen an avocado cake one time.
So Kevin, no pressure, but it's got to be exact.
Yeah, I'm pretty darn good at this eyeballing thing.
I can tell. So we were putting that in there, and then we're going to blend it up, and then we'll do the the dry ingredients afterwards. Now, the key with the dry ingredients is, apparently, this is what all the TikTokers are saying.
This is what we've heard.
This is what we've heard. I do my research, but I can't say that I'm an expert and I've ever made this
Oh
cake
no, let's
before.
just say you're an expert.
I'm an expert.
Let's just say it.
Get it out there. Kevin, between the two of us, I think we're going to get it done. So we're going to go ahead and just blend this. We're just going to do a nice little medium blend.
Okay.
See what happens. Looking great, looking great.
Very loud.
It is very loud. So next thing, we're going to add 2 cups of all-purpose flour.
Okay.
And then 3/4 of a tablespoon of baking powder. Looking good. Plus sugar. We need to add our sugar. Sugar is always key when it comes to the cake. All right, let's see how we blended. Look at that. I mean, you can still see a little bit of the...
it smells absolutely incredible.
It smells great, doesn't it? And you can see in the blender that the peel is pretty diced up.
Yeah.
It smells great, actually.
Did a good job.
I'm awakening, It's the orange and the citrus zest. Okay, so now we're gonna add 2 cups of flour in here.
Okay.
And then also there we go, looking great. And then we need to make sure that we've got our 3/4 of a tablespoon of baking powder, because that's what's going to make the cake rise, right? So if you're using self-rising flour, you don't need the baking powder, which is great.
Okay.
You're nailing it, Kevin.
Look at this.
And I'm actually impressed. No flour on that wonderful navy sweater that you're wearing there. Right. All right, so we got the flour. We need 3/4 of a cup of avocado oil. We added that in. We need to make sure that we add 1 cup of the sugar, which is somewhere around here.
Right here.
I think we've got some granulated sugar also off the camera. So we'll take a look and see.
Do we need granulated or powdered on this?
We need granulated.
Oh, for crying out loud.
You know what? We're going to use powder.
We're going to use powder today.
We'll see what happens.
It's what happens here on TV.
TikTok,
it's live TV.
It is what it is.
It's viral. 1 whole cup?
It's viral. 1 whole cup. There you go. And then you can also use the powdered sugar for later as well. So we'll see what happens. There we go. I think that looks good to me. So we're going to dump that in there.
Okay.
And then 3/4 of a tablespoon of baking powder. And then you don't want to just do a real blend on it. You just need to kind of pulse it so that everything kind of gets mixed in. Because if
tablespoon,
you make it,
did you say?
3/4 of a tablespoon. Yeah, just like that. Looking good. And then I guess if you pulse it or you blend it too hard, it makes the batter really dense and thick. So we're just going to lightly pulse this until it's all blended. That's what I'm hearing.
Nobody likes dense
Hey,
batter.
if it's with a cup of coffee in the morning, I don't care what the texture is like.
We got it.
It smells
We'll
delicious.
Get this. It does smell
All right,
good.
so we're gonna go ahead and luckily we've got this handy dandy dough button on our blender.
Okay.
And we're just gonna blend it a little bit, nice and low, while we're letting it blend. You know, you were in sunny Florida, so does this smell like Florida?
It smells like Florida. The Sunshine State.
The sunshine and, in my opinion, the citrus state.
Yes.
Okay, let's take a look and see how it's looking. Yeah, looking pretty good. We're gonna just do a little bit more. You know what I love about this cake, speaking of Florida?
What?
You know, my grandparents used to live in Florida, and I spent a lot of time going to orange groves and picking oranges.
Picking oranges.
Fresh pressed orange
I can
juice.
tell your hair and your skin
Yes,
tone.
that's why my hair is red, because I ate a lot of oranges.
Probably it. I think that's a fact. True.
All right, this batter is looking great. It smells great. So the next thing we're gonna do, I guess, is line our cake loaf with parchment paper, or if you don't have that, you can use the avocado oil spray. So you pick parchment paper, avocado oil. I know, the pressure is on.
Using this.
There you go. Yep, you're just gonna spray the corner. At least that's what they're telling us.
Yeah,
So
that's what TikTok says, so that's what we're doing.
TikTok says. And yes, I have been consulting my phone with TikTok as we've been going through this recipe.
Okay.
We're gonna go ahead and then we're just gonna scoop it into the pan, and we've got a couple extra oranges.
What do we preheat the oven to?
We preheated the oven to, it depends on what recipe version you're looking at, 180 degrees Celsius. Whoa. Or, which roughly translates to about 350. Yeah.
Okay.
According to Google.
Got it.
According to the
TikTok,
worldwide
Google.
interweb. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and actually just clean this off really quickly. And then we're gonna dump the dough. And it's okay if we've got one small loaf pan, but you know, you can make this is basically, in my opinion.
When do we zest?
We zest if we want to make a frosting.
Okay.
If we want to, or you can just kind of zest on top. I think we should just sprinkle it with some powdered sugar when we're done cooking.
Yeah, keep it simple.
Got to keep it simple.
Live
right?
TV.
It is live TV. All right, so we've got that, and then we're just gonna pour it in about 2/3 of the way up to the lid, because it is gonna rise because
I'll
of the
pour
baking
it,
powder.
you scrape.
All right, I'm gonna make sure we don't over pour it, because then it's gonna explode in the oven there. But
So how far up do you go? How far does this
I would
rise?
say about 2/3 of the pan you want to fill, and then you know, that's why if you did the parchment paper, Kevin, if it rises a little bit above over, it stays in its shape. I think that looks great to me. And then anything in excess, you can make mini loaves. Why not? Right?
Mini loaves, why not?
Yeah, who likes a
Get a little muffin pan.
little muffin pan, which we do have, and we'll do that later. But
Have you seen the Muffin Man? Do you know the Muffin Man?
I do know the Muffin Man. Do you know the Muffin Man, Kevin?
No, I don't.
All right, so I like to do this just to kind of level it out a little bit.
Okay.
But man, it smells good.
It smells delicious.
It smells fresh. I think my senses have awakened, just like my mind.
Okay.
And here we are. We're ready to
Let's pop it
ready
into
to
that
party
180 degrees Celsius oven.
or 350 degrees.
Okay.
And then you bake it for about 35 to 45 minutes, depending on your loaf size, depending on how hot your oven actually is. Because did you know? Fun fact: your oven is not necessarily as hot as it says it is. So you try to preheat it as long as possible. Yeah.
That's why sometimes people put a little thermometer in there.
That's exactly
so you can
right.
actually see.
So that's it. So here we are. We baked a cake, a loaf.
Okay,
a pound
45
cake.
minutes.
35 to 45.
35 to 45. So you got to stay
monitor
tuned
it,
for a while to see the outcome of this.
and we'll show you how it turns out. The viral whole orange blender cake. It's pretty great. I think you could probably cheat with this one if you wanted to and use a regular cake mix. But I'm so glad we did.
Why would you?
Exactly.
Why would you?
It was easy.
And
Throw
it's
it all
fun.
into the
This was
blender.
kind of a fun thing to do.
It was fun.
I was a doubter.
You were.
Doubting Kevin on this one, but I tell you, the aroma coming out of the oven, and I took a
true.
peek, and it looks great.
Well, Kevin, have I ever steered you wrong in any recipes there?
Just twice. Just 2 times.
Just 2 times. You know what? 2 times is better than 3 times. So let's take a look at it. So if you wanted, like I've heard, if you wanted to cool the cake first and let the drizzle kind of settle on top without it soaking into the cake, then you let it fully cool before you put it on. But I love to have that delicious
It's got to be warm.
frosting kind of
Yeah.
melted into it. So it looks great. I love that you flipped it over on the cutting board and not on the plate that we have sitting here, Kevin.
Well, you do this. So now it's right side up.
There we go.
Doubting Kim.
Today
this is a professional production.
It is.
And we gotta look at.
Be laughing at our colleagues.
Now, so putting our homemade little glaze thing on here, we've zested one orange. We put a little bit of vanilla extract, a little bit of the orange extract in there, some powdered sugar, stirred it up. So that's good to go.
It looks great, and then obviously you want some sort of milk to blend it all
coconut
together.
Milk.
We used coconut milk, which is dairy-free. Obviously, I think this whole recipe is dairy-free, so it's going to be a great one to have with coffee when we're done with the show here. So we'll go ahead and put a little bit of drizzle on it. And
Okay,
then,
now one thing I like to do when I drizzle is I'll usually take and I'll cut down about 1 inch into the pieces.
It looks delicious.
And then I like to drizzle on top with the slices in.
Oh my gosh, yes. That's
because
how
this way you get it down into the cake a little bit.
That's exactly how I apply my butter to my baked potato.
Oh, it is not.
It is. I slice it down. I got that from my dad. Oh my gosh, it looks delicious. And then if we wanted to add a little bit more powdered sugar to it, you can. But we've got some here just in case. But man, oh man, it looks incredible.
Delicious.
Is it time to cut into it?
Try it.
I'm gonna try it. We've got the knife. I'm going in. Okay, I'm more of a centerpiece, but a center kind of slice girl, but I'm gonna.
And I know the viewers cannot smell this, but it is incredible. It just smells amazing.
Honestly, it reminds me of summer and springtime, and man, this would be a great. I'm just gonna have a small little piece.
Have a small little piece.
Here we go. 3.
Oh yeah, that says it all.
Mm-hmm.
That face speaks volumes.
It's moist. I know that we use powdered sugar, not regular sugar, but I tell you what.
Maybe that's something you change. You don't want it too sweet.
The perfect amount of sweetness. It's so good. It's light. It's fluffy. It's definitely got all of the moisture in it that we need. So it's a perfect breakfast cake or anytime cake.
We're gonna dig into this and be right back with more.
Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
TV8 te brinda la mejor programación en español todos los días. Sintoniza Conexión Latina los lunes, miércoles y viernes a las 7 de la tarde con repeticiones los fines de semana. Además, te presentamos nuestro nuevo programa Sabores y Creaciones, donde hemos juntado tus recetas y manualidades favoritas en un solo lugar los martes y jueves a las 7 de la tarde. Y por último, disfruta de Daily Flash Latino, con noticias y entretenimiento en tendencia los sábados a las 7 de la tarde. Te esperamos por el canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina, nuestro canal de YouTube TV8 Vail Good Morning Vail o nuestra página web tv8vail.com.
Well, Archer and I are going to get headed on further down the trail, but I hope you'll catch up with us a little bit later. Hi, I'm Ben Roof, and I'm one of the new hosts here at TV8. I'm so excited to share all of my explorations throughout the Vail Valley with my dog Archer, where we'll be taking you to hiking trails, biking trails, maybe we'll go rafting, fishing, or whatever else we can come up with. I'm so excited to share all of that with you in my new segment, Outdoor Adventures. Don't forget to catch up with us every day right here at TV8 Vail or at tv8vail.com, because there's always more for you on 92.
Do you have an interesting hobby or skill you'd like to share for Vail Valley? We want to hear from you. We're looking for people to share their musical, artistic, culinary, woodworking, athletic, or technical talents on Good Morning Vail. If you'd like to share your talents with the community, email Danielle at tv8vail.com. Join the community conversation. There's more for you on 92.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Good morning, Vail.
Now, I've lived in Colorado for quite some time, and Rocky Mountain oysters are something I had to try. Let's talk to the kids at 4-H. Let's take a look.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. One of the greatest organizations here in the Valley and across the United States is 4-H. And I'm here with the Thompson family. I've got Cecilia, August, Steele, and Hazel. I sound like Steve Harvey on Family Feud. We've got the Thompson family here. Why don't you introduce yourselves and then tell me kind of what you're getting out of 4-H and kind of how you got involved.
Well, my name is Cecilia Thompson. This is August.
Okay.
And this is Steele, and that's Hazel. And we really enjoy 4-H. We've been doing, this is my 8th year doing 4-H. I have learned a lot through 4-H with how to persevere with things, even if they don't go the way you're expecting them to go.
Yeah.
And I learned how to give presentations and how to get to know my animals and work hard.
Okay.
I learned that if you sign up for something, you really finish through. It's a great learning about everything, learning how to really stick through, learning how to give shots, learning how to give medicine and all this stuff. So it's a really good learning ability.
Okay.
And I really like that you can raise your animal and you can have your own animal and have the experience of that and knowing that it's your ownership and being able to show it and have a judge and be in competition and learn how to work hard and know how to have an auction and be able to sell an animal and have your own money from it and know that you worked hard for it.
You know, everything that you mentioned, they're all lifelong lessons. And as, I don't want to say kids, because you're not kids. At this point, you're young adults, because you're learning all these lifelong skills to make you successful in the future. It's a lot of appreciation, a lot of gratitude. You mentioned hard work on taking care of animals. That is a minimal statement. It is a lot of work to take care of an animal and then present it, to show it, and learn how to auction and everything that goes on. So you've got business development, you've got the life skills, you've got the compassion, the caring, and everything that goes into it. So that's one thing I really love about 4-H. Now, I'm going to quiz you and see if you can go along with me. 4-H, the symbol is the clover, but what are the 4 H's?
Head, heart, hands, and health.
Man, you nailed it. That was really good. And so those are the lessons, and that's kind of the pattern that you follow, and those key kind of points that really make up what 4-H is and what you're getting out of it. So that is amazing. How long have you all been involved in 4-H?
This will be my 8th year, not including Clover Buds.
Okay. And what is Clover Buds?
So Clover Buds is it's like 4-H but for younger kids, and they meet I think once a week or something, and they'll meet and they'll make like pigs in a blanket or a pillow or something, just kind of introducing like 4-H but to younger kids, so anybody 8 and younger.
Right.
And you can't do animals, but they're just kind of introducing you and getting you ready, I guess.
I saw that. So it's preparing you for some of the skills as you progress into the later things, because I know there's horse skills, there's baking and cooking that's also involved. Again, all those lifelong skills.
Yeah.
Now, do you know your website? I know you can access it through the eaglecounty.us site, and that's where they promote the event we're going to talk about here in a minute. But get in there, because if you're not familiar with 4-H, get out there and look at it, because as a young adult, it is something you need to get involved with, and it's something as an adult, it's something you definitely want to follow through and share with and donate, because you just can't do this all for free. You've got to bring in donations, and there's a number of ways to do it, which is one of my favorite events, the Rocky Mountain Oyster Fry.
Yes.
Who's going to talk about that?
We love the Rocky Mountain Oyster Fry. Fair is fun, but the Rocky Mountain Oyster Fry is a class in itself. We love it so much. It's an organization that is a fundraiser for 4-H. 4-Hers will go around asking businesses, making things to donate to 4-H, and they will silent auction them off. And we have so many fun activities there. We have a mechanical bull, we have a bouncy house, face painting, shooting, petting zoo, and lots of really good food.
And a lot of them, looking at your poster there, a lot of proud sponsors are listed down below.
Yes,
so
we thank our
you for that community support and all those sponsors. What a great thing to contribute to.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Now, as far as us contributing, I've already bought my tickets. I told you that. First thing this morning, I got on and go, I've got to get my tickets ready for this, because it's 10 days away. It's on March 16th, 5 p.m. at the Eagle River Center.
Yes.
So get out there. Sounds like a great time. If you don't go to this event, you're absolutely nuts. You've got to get out there. Did you get my joke?
Yes.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the Rocky Mountain oyster. What is a Rocky Mountain oyster?
So back in the olden days, cowboys used to, when they would, in springtime, after all their calves have been born, they'd go and brand them. And they only wanted a certain percentage of the boy cows to reproduce, because if you want the right ones. And so they would eat what was left over after not being able to let them reproduce.
It's in between a steer and a bull.
Right, because, and you're looking back, so the 4-H is over 100 years old.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the cowboys go back much further than that. And when you're raising animals, you obviously want to yield as much as you can off of that animal. And this is one way to do that. And we're still continuing that tradition today.
Yes.
Right.
All right.
And if you wanted to, you just want a couple bulls. So the other ones have more tender meat and they're a lot nicer. So you don't want fully bulls. So yeah.
Perfect. Well, like I said, I went on today online, got my tickets today, 2 tickets to the Rocky Mountain Oyster Fry on Saturday, March 16th. So it's before St. Patty's Day. No excuse not to get there. Eagle River Center, Eagle, Colorado. Amazing event. Going to support these young adults in their quest to make it through 4-H and just be amazing contributors to society. I can't wait.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you to
very
all our
excited.
sponsors and volunteers who are helping make it possible.
Yes.
All right.
I hope we see you there.
Yeah, get your tickets now. Adults, $25. Kids, 6 to 12, $10. 65 and over, $10. A very worthwhile event to go to. So go have a ball at the Rocky Mountain Oyster Fry. We'll be back soon with more Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
It's the fastest half hour in television. Toyota's Race Week takes you inside the high-speed world of NASCAR. Go behind the scenes for a look into the high adrenaline world of motorsports and hear from your favorite drivers as they discuss the drive to a championship. If you love NASCAR, you won't want to miss Toyota's Race Week.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the Immersion Theater.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now for all your helmet, your glasses, your goggle needs, you know where to go. Eyepieces of Vail. Let's take a look.
It's Kimberly here, and I'm standing in Eyepieces of Vail at the Bridge Street location with Tyler, who has been a staple with Eyepieces of Vail. Tyler, how are you this morning?
I'm doing great. And what about you, Kimberly?
You know, I'm living. I'm out on the mountain. Can't hate. You know, we live a really great life here.
We do, yeah. I mean, a bad day really isn't a bad day, is it?
Yeah, we're not allowed to complain.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
speaking of which, so Eyepieces of Vail, you've been around for so many years. You've been a staple here, and you really just provide a wide variety of eyepieces and eyewear to people. So talk to me about what you offer.
For sure, yeah. So like you said, we've been a staple in the Valley. We're going on 40 years this year, which is super exciting. Like, what a tremendous accomplishment for the company, for the team. But what we offer at Eyepieces is a huge variety of eyewear, both sunglasses, prescription glasses, goggles, and then, you know, prescription sunglasses, prescription goggles, like you name it, we can do it. Doctor services even, so that way even if you don't have an updated prescription, we're happy to help out with that. I mean, the amount of service and you know, amenities that we provide is quite amazing.
Right? I would call it an eyepiece concierge.
There you go. We might have to steal that from you.
You're welcome to use it anytime. So we actually, speaking of variety, we've got a lot of different options here. So talk to me about what we see in front of us and you know, what you can offer.
For sure. Here, we'll start with the goggle side since we're at the goggle bar. Right here I have a great model from one of our favorite brands called Anon. This is such a cool, well thought out goggle. Anon was actually the company that came out with the magnetic interchange. So literally it's just off.
They're the trailblazers.
On, yeah, and it's finally catching on. But these guys were the originators. So the easiest thing to interchange comes with two lenses. They even took it a step further with this awesome technology called MFI, magnetic face mask integration. This is honestly one of my favorite things. The face mask magnetically integrates with the goggle, helps reduce fogging, keeps you warm and happy on those really cold days, and provides a little sun protection. I don't know about you, but I'm a little prone to some sunburn. Yep. You know, so that's a great option. And then, I mean, moving on to that, you know, if you need a goggle, but you also need prescription, we can easily do your goggles in prescription for you as well too.
Well, and that's what makes Eyepieces of Vail very unique. Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, it's a really customized service you don't see in a lot of places. But I mean, for instance, all it takes is us just cutting your prescription and popping it in to this goggle or really any goggle behind us. You know, you got to see to ski. So that's like half your confidence right there.
So if you're coming to visit and you're not physically here in person, but you want to get the prescription lenses and you want to be able to do that, are you able to send your information in ahead of time?
Yes, exactly. We actually recommend that too. So if you're only here for a few days, if you kind of give us a heads up, a lot of the stuff we can have ready upon arrival for you. And then when you pick it up, you can also come in and peruse our excellent sunglasses and glasses options as well too.
Well, speaking of, you've got quite a selection here in front of me, and I am a sunglasses girl. I've got a massive collection of these, so it's hard not to just want to take all of them home. So tell me what we've got here in front of me.
For sure. We have 3 of kind of some of our favorite brands. This is just a little smattering of what we have, but you know, right in front of me here is a really cool brand that's all handmade in Japan called Dita. The details on these things are amazing. A lot of titanium work, really cool lenses as well too. You can see with a lot of cool different colors. And this is something we can always match in prescription, which is really cool. That's a service that you don't see very often.
So no matter the lens color, you can match them.
Pretty much, yeah. It might take us a little extra time, but if you like a lens color, we can make it for you.
Amazing. And so these are made out of titanium, you mentioned.
Yep, yeah, Japanese aerospace grade titanium, which is a mouthful, but these frames are built to last. They have a substantial quality to them, and they're just
in other words,
cool.
Very durable.
Yeah.
Great for the après scene. Maybe some spring skiing later on.
Yep. Yeah. Moving on. One of our favorite brands out of Germany. This brand is called Makita. If you like feather lightweight glasses, this is your brand. It's a super cool proprietary design. There's no screw or anything in that hinge. Wow. Everything's bent and folded into place. Nothing is welded, so it makes it very durable.
No,
if you're hard on your glasses, yeah, if you sit on them, they literally just pop right back. But amazing brand. We've had a relationship with these guys, you know, for maybe about 20 years now. Wow. Almost the entirety, I think, of their existence.
Pieces of Vail has been in business.
So one of our staple brands, super requested, amazing product. You really can't go wrong with just about anything we have.
Mm-hmm. And what do we have here?
And then over here is something really special. This is a collection called Jacques Marie Mage. And everything here is actually numbered limited edition pieces. Wow. So it's really hard to get a hold of. There's only typically a couple hundred of each frame and each color. So not to be like a pushy salesman, but if you see it and you love it, you should buy it. Because if you come back and it's not here, I can't get it for you.
Are you allowed to say it might be your favorite pair? Is that what you have on right now?
It is what I have on. It's a personal favorite of mine, but the quality is amazing. You know, it's such a substantial feel. It's all handmade in Japan. It's a wonderful product, and like the second you kind of pick it up and feel it, you can notice a huge difference compared to like.
Gotta pick it up and feel it.
Yeah.
Wow, these are great. So it's almost like a work of art, you know, limited edition work of art.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah. Great stuff.
Really cool. Really cool. That's amazing. So Tyler, these are just a small selection. You know, we like to say we're an international ski town, and you are an international eyepieces store with all of the variety and where your glasses come from all over the world. You really curate a unique and very cool and trendy collection here.
It is very well curated. We try and focus on smaller independent eyewear brands with a little mixture of, you know, name brand designers, but you're going to find something really cool and unique that you're probably not going to be able to find at home. You know, you said it's an international destination. This is an international collection. And it's cool too. Every store also has their own exclusive brands. So it's worth shopping around and visiting all of them.
That's a great way to get the people in. So speaking of stores, tell me the operating hours and what that looks like for you all.
Cool. Pretty much every store is going to be open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. during the winter. With the exception at Bridge Street here, we'll open at 8:30, right when the gondola opens as well, so that if you're needing to get out like right in the morning, we're here to help you before you go out. And all locations, we have 8. So here at the top of Bridge Street is where we're at, closest retail location to the gondola. Village Center, across from Solaris, is where the doctor's offices are. Then we have our Stone and Alp Sport location just down the street from that. Lion's Head, if you find yourself over in Lion's Head Village. Beaver Creek, if you're skiing Beaver Creek for a day or if you're staying up there. And then Edwards, if you find yourself a little down valley as well. And then really cool as well, some of our newer stores down in Roaring Fork Valley. So you can find us at Willett Center next to Whole Foods. That's our newest store. It is gorgeous if you have not been. And then also at the Viceroy Hotel at the base of Snowmass. We have a little boutique there to service your needs if you find yourself over in Snowmass.
So you have no excuses.
No excuses not to come see at least one of our locations.
And you all are so wonderful here, and how you just really provide a white glove service to your customers as they walk in. I was able to witness it earlier, so it's just really impressive what you do, and we thank you for the service that you've provided to the Vail Valley for 40 years.
Yeah,
it's a big deal.
Yeah, thanks for having us today. It was great to talk a little bit.
Now, stay tuned. If you want to get eyepieces of Vail, stop in, say hello to Tyler and the crew here, but they have so much to offer, and it's a great opportunity. We'll be right back for more.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
When people think of world-class destinations, they're drawn to a place that provides opportunities for fine dining, shopping, superior lodging, exciting events, and unparalleled outdoor activities. Park City, Utah, and Vail, Colorado are renowned destinations for travelers and extraordinary homes for residents. Feature your exceptional products and services in these 2 luxury communities. Advertise with Park City Television and TV8 Vail. Contact us today.
TV8 te brinda la mejor programación en español todos los días. Sintoniza Conexión Latina los lunes, miércoles y viernes a las 7 de la tarde con repeticiones los fines de semana. Además, te presentamos nuestro nuevo programa Sabores y Creaciones, donde hemos juntado tus recetas y manualidades favoritas en un solo lugar los martes y jueves a las 7 de la tarde. Y por último, disfruta de Daily Flash Latino, con noticias y entretenimiento en tendencia los sábados a las 7 de la tarde. Te esperamos por el canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina, nuestro canal de YouTube TV8 Vail Good Morning Vail o nuestra página web tv8vail.com. Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 8 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns, Vail Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there.
You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Welcome back to your second hour of Good Morning Vail. I'm Gretchen Pleshaw. I am so excited that you're spending your Monday morning with us here at Good Morning Vail. We have Avija with Vail Vibes and Bill Humbert heading your way. So sit back, have some fun. Good Morning Vail starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Hi, it's Max at TV8 Vail. We want to invite you all to the Wacky Winter Reading Program. It's open to all ages. All you have to do is read 10 books or 1,000 pages. For more information, go on our website, tv8vail.com. And thank you to our sponsor, the Eagle Valley Library District.
Think Big features top kid inventors who face off against each other to see who can come up with the most innovative and creative invention. In Think Big, kids acquire and showcase their skills in creativity, science, marketing, design, and don't forget, teamwork. Check your local listings and watch the world's most innovative kids. They create and invent new toys, games, websites, and new modes of transportation. Tune in to Think Big.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Pleshaw, host of TV8 Vail. From fashion to food, from film to festivals, experience a unique look at the boutiques, spas, restaurants, and venues that make the Valley so special. Join me for Glitz and Glam. Find it in Good Morning Vail or at our website at tv8vail.com. I can't wait for our next adventure.
Dog Tales is America's premier dog lovers magazine show. This series is all about dogs and the people who love them. Featuring dogs of all sizes, shapes, and breeds, keeping you up to date with all the latest news from the dog world. Sit back and enjoy a fun program for the whole family. Check your local listings and tune in to Dog Tales.
Good morning, Vail.
Now you know him, I know him, Bill Humbert, the recruiter guy. We love talking to him and learning all things from him. Let's check it out.
Now, welcome back. I've had quite an interesting discussion with the recruiter guy, Bill Humbert, who is also the award winner of Corporate Vision Magazine's 2023 Business to Pay Attention To. Joining me back to talk about from the business side of things is all about how to, where does talent acquisition fit within human resources and a company's vision and structure and growth strategy. So Bill, thanks for joining.
Kimberly, thank you. I'm excited to be here. This is one of my favorite topics.
I love it. So human resources and recruiting, in theory, they should be the same, and they are continually put into the same department, but really their functionalities are very different. So tell me a bit about, why do you suggest, as you like to say, deleting recruiting from human resources?
That is my 5-minute disrupt HR speech, delete recruiting from HR. And, what I don't want to do is get the professionals in HR upset, because their functions are very, very important in a company structure. Consider benefits, compensation, culture, employee development, employee onboarding, employee retention, and HR technology. They're all important functions within a company. The only problem is they are either administrative or compliance functions. Mm-hmm. Recruiting mirrors the sales process perfectly, line by line, step by step. When was the first time you ever saw a compliance officer lead a company in sales?
That is exactly right. You don't see it.
You don't, never.
Absolutely.
And so companies are complaining, we can't find the right people, and we can't. And so HR's response too often is, well, we'll find another place to post the positions. Mm-hmm. That's not sales. That's marketing, maybe, but it's not sales. And so it's important to, I feel, to delete recruiting from HR and then put it into reorganize it into operations. Operations is where they're feeling the pain. Mm-hmm. HR is not feeling the pain. And so HR does not have one sales manager on its staff because they don't trust sales. And so over in operations, they've got a sales manager who knows how to solve sales problems.
It's true. And just like you mentioned, there is a reason third-party recruiting agencies exist, and they have a sales model because that's what they do. They go out, they attract the talent, they chase the business down. So talk to me about operations. You mentioned that you believe recruiting should be under operations, and what would that look like according to you and your opinion?
Well, typically, so, it just depends on the company and its size, right? If it's a small company, then that person would sit around the managers they're supporting. So I don't care if it's a cube, an office. They need a conference room nearby so that they can have their quiet conversations with candidates when they're trying to sell them on a position, and especially when they're talking about compensation. However, I've worked out of cubes, and it's been fine. I just shoot over to the office or the conference room when I need it. The advantage to doing that is the managers get used to seeing them supporting their business, and they're much more comfortable with that recruiter because they're there every day in front of them, and that makes it easier for the recruiter when a manager is slacking off and not responding back on resumes. And I do this all the time. Yeah, I'm an East Coast kid. I'm from Maryland. I'm not afraid of getting in front of somebody and saying, "So, what's going on?" and what I've seen sometimes is when I get in front of them, I'm thinking of one right now at Rockwell Collins Avionics. He told me, "Well, the reason I haven't responded is because I don't want to fill this position right now, but it takes too much time and too much work to open a position." And yet he keeps saying to HR that, and reporting to his executives, that HR is not getting the job done. And so with that person, I said, "So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to HR and I'm going to suggest they close the position until you're ready to recruit for it."
And that's how it should be done. HR has so many other components, from benefits and, retention and succession planning, all of those things, whereas recruiting it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So have you seen this process implemented in a successful manner?
The first time I did it, I was on a recruiting contract with MCI Telecommunications, the company that brought us Friends and Family and 1-800-COLLECT. And they were so light on their feet for a large corporation. And they brought me in for a huge project. They had a 200-member IT organization that was called New Commercial Billing Development Corporation, IT organization. And they were transitioning from talent-rich Pentagon City, Virginia, to talent-poor Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Now, don't get me wrong, I lived in Cedar Rapids for 15 years. It's a great town, but there were only 3 IBM mainframe shops. That's not a good pool to choose from. And not only that, the largest by 2 times was MCI.
Wow.
And so I developed a recruiting strategy, and I worked with the managers directly, and HR did their job. Their job was to get the offer letters out right away when we were extending offers, and then they would be involved in the onboarding. And then one more area they were involved in was when I needed to open new positions, I'd just tell them which positions I wanted to open. I always had 80 openings at any given time, because if I found the right candidate for any of them, I'd plug them into that one. So the managers and I worked directly together. They loved it. We traveled together. We went to 43 cities from January 1st, 1993 to December 31st, 1993. We had to hire a minimum of 120 IT professionals in those 12 months. Every last 2 weeks of every month, we would go to 2 to 3 cities, interview anywhere from 16 to 24 candidates per day. Every night over dinner, we would make hiring decisions and offer amount decisions. And then I would go and send a note to HR requesting a permission to extend those offers. And they even after we got going and they started seeing the volume that was coming in at night, they set up one of their HR managers to work hours that mirrored my hours, so they could at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night respond back, extend the offer, extend the offer, extend the offer. So we did that at the end of December 31st of 93. We counted noses and seats, and we had 143 IT professionals in seats. Only 10 of them relocated from Virginia.
Wow. Wow. Well, congratulations. That's a lot of hiring very quickly. It sounds like you definitely implemented the sales approach, which is you go after it and you, I hate to say this, use this phrase, eat what you kill. It sounds like you really did that. So talk to me a little bit about how many companies have benefited from your advice and your sales implementation tactics?
Well, every company that I go, so my focus has been to work with one company at a time and charge a flat monthly fee for my service. And, it's a good fee, and it's a consulting fee. And so I demonstrate that it works by implementing it for that company. My best client is a company that was based in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and that was Mainstream Management. And I've worked with them 11 different times. The last position I helped them fill, excuse me, was a woman COO for a restaurant chain that they had. But other companies that Trex Company, the deck company, worked with them a couple of times. I worked with Acciona Energy. They're in the renewable energy business, and I help them find people both for solar farms and for wind farms. I've worked with another company 4 times, Transamerica. You probably heard of them. And I helped them fill audit positions, and then they had me help them fill some project management positions. So a lot of the companies that I work with bring me back, and that's a good sign about my skills in implementing sales as a recruiting process.
Well, you've certainly you've won awards to prove it, and you've got lots of books out there as well to share your knowledge. Now, Bill, where can we go to get more information, to order the books, to follow you, to hire you as a consultant?
That's easy. I'm recruiterguy.com, and above the fold, you'll see my contact information. It's a red banner, and it says "Speak with Bill." And you just click on that and pick a day and a time, and if it works you, and I will have a nice half-hour conversation with you. Also on that page is a banner, rotating banner, and my New York Times interviews, my interviews with the province in Canada, all my Deerfield Media interviews, both on Talent Attraction and Career Search, are on there. So it's a banner, and you can just click on any of those and see what I'm doing. And it's a pretty thorough website in terms of recruiting. So yeah, I love doing what I do. I've done it since 1981, and I'll continue doing it as long as I keep having fun.
Well, the recruiter guy, Bill Humbert, you are a wealth of knowledge. We appreciate all of the advice that you share with our viewers on a regular basis. Bill, thanks so much. And again, congratulations on that award.
Thanks, Kimberly. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Now, we will have a bit more here on the show, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Good morning, Vail.
Hi, I'm Ben Belgrad, and I'm the owner of Drinking Vessels here at Bat Country Studios in Minturn. And I've been in the Valley for 7 years. I moved to the Valley because a friend helped me to get my vision off the ground, building my glass studio here, and being so close to snowboarding. So here at the studio, We're acting as a broker for 50 to 100 artists from around the country. We also offer glassblowing classes, and we bring many artists from around the country here to be able to work and create art collaboratively and be so close to skiing and all the activities we have here in the Valley. Here at Drinking Vessels, we specialize in handmade glass drinkware from artists around the country and around the world. Some of these are produced as more of an item you could get in sets and kind of get different color options as time goes on. And some of these are completely one of a kind and really high-end art that's unlike anything people have seen before. While I'm an artist myself here at the studio, I'm representing between 50 and 100 other artists from around the country. And most of these artists are able to spend most of their time working on their art while we help handle their marketing and their sales and the distribution and representation, allowing them more time to focus on their art. That's really my privilege in running this business, is creating that support and providing that platform for this big group of artists that are part of a movement that's very important to me.
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, real homeowners tackle really big renos.
Welcome to the ugliest house in the neighborhood.
It's a wild ride from before to after.
If we go to the tile store one more time, only one of us is coming out alive.
Well, I didn't know he was going to do all that.
Between the budget and the timeline, it's makeover madness.
Good morning, Vail.
We got a chance to sit down and talk to the author of Suits and Skirts. Let's take a look.
Are you looking for a great book to read, and have you been struggling maybe in your career choice? Well, then there is one out there on the market called Suits and Skirts, Game On, the Battle of Corporate Power. And we've got the author joining me first thing this morning, Teresa Freeburn. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, it's so good to be here. Thank you, Madeline.
I really love everything about your book. Unfortunately, I did not have time to go through every single chapter, but I did skim each chapter, especially because there's such good names in there, like the one that's like, "Stop, you're stepping on my skirt." And so let's talk about what inspired you to write this book.
Oh, absolutely. And I guess the other part too is it's not just about the book, but it's about who I directed it to. So, you know, I've directed the book specifically to men. And I think that the whole reason that came out is because no one else seems to have done it, okay, for starters. But, you know, I don't think it's any secret here. Women have been seeking power for decades, but to no avail. And my thesis is that men are actually the ones holding and keeping women back from attaining powerful C-suite and board positions. And the bottom line is what's really important here, because it's to the detriment of the corporate bottom line. And of course, the reasons vary, but the results don't. I think you just have to do the math, and women are still very highly underrepresented in leadership roles. And in the book, I'm actually speaking directly to the men that are blocking women's corporate advancement. So it's kind of this no hold barred discussion, and it will no doubt ruffle some feathers out there.
And you wrote this book, I would imagine, from some of your personal experience and what you had been through in the corporate world.
Yes, I did. I have worked for decades in the financial services industry, which is a pretty male-dominated industry to start with. So yes, I bring all of those learnings over the many decades and try and get them into some concise matter here. And I guess what fuels me on this too is, you know, I keep hearing, you read the newspaper clippings and they talk about, you know, all the progress that women have made in senior management and advancement and leadership. But I guess at the end of the day, if you call an increase in the Fortune 500 of 40 female CEOs over the course of 50 years a success, then I think we all need to question those math skills. You know, one female CEO in 1972 and now 44 in 2022, 50 years. I don't think that's an improvement, and I think it's ridiculous and it's pathetic and it's shameful. So, I think what happens, we sort of get complacent when we hear the news. We hear about all the progress. We isolate one woman that got a promotion and we talk about that. But at the end of the day, I don't know. I feel that a goal like 50-50 would be a good way to set out a goal. And if you think of the population and the education that women now have and the history and experience that they have, it's like it's time for them to take their rightful place here. And I think the world will be very different if that can happen.
I love this so much. I'm one of 6 children and I have 4 brothers. And so even in my small household, I feel like it's a fight for power just amongst those little things. And so to take that to an industry much larger, let's take it to the big, huge corporate world, women do have to fight harder. And this is something I've recently noticed. I feel like the strategy that is used is they pit women against each other.
Oh yeah, it's always easy to do that, right? It's like women are the blame for the reason why we can't be advanced corporately. I think it's about, there's some sabotaging going on out there, I believe, and that, corporations, which are primarily led by men, they seem to be a bit oblivious to it. They're indifferent, or worse, they're overtly obstructive to matters relating to the advancement of women. So if you really think about it, though, the major roadblock is men's lack of advocacy for women. And there's all sorts of reasons for that. But I think that there's still some pretty old-fashioned views out there. I think there's a lot of leaders that still consider that old, work family narrative to be a big problem still. Here's the reality. Women can have children and still be great at our jobs. Okay. I know it's a shocker, but, all these questions about maternity leave and, the motherhood penalty it is real. And these things are huge roadblocks for women to get ahead. And then, of course, you start talking about things like, what about the networks? We always say, oh, well, women, get involved with your networks. That's going to really help advance you in leadership. Here's the problem. Women's networks aren't working. Men's networks work really well, because guess who they've got in those networks? All the men that are in those very powerful positions. We don't have as many in the women's networks. And I guarantee you, no man wants to join a women's network because there's no power there. Why would they? Where's the advancement going to come from? So,
uh-oh, I think we have maybe lost a little bit of connection, and I feel like all of these points that you are making are so fantastic, and this book is just so inspiring, not only for women to read it, but for men to read it. So let's go back to where we just left off with you talking about these groups and these networking groups.
Yes, my view there is that women's networks just aren't working. Men's networks work really well. And that's because there's a lot of powerful people in the men's network. So if you think about it, would you think a man would want to join a woman's network? Not a chance. There's no one there that they're going to gain more power from, learn from, follow the footsteps of. That just doesn't work that way. So we're at a disadvantage right there. And the boys' clubs are pretty entrenched in corporations today. Just the idea that, men don't think anything of, going for a drink after work. What are women doing? We're rushing home to our families to get dinner on and get kids looked after and homework done and baths done.
Oh no, I think that we've lost your connection again, but all of this information is so powerful, and these are pieces and tidbits that people can get from your book so people can have this understanding. I feel like it's so powerful when women write books, sharing their experience. That way people can live through their eyes a little bit. And so this is a way for everyone to live through your eyes about what you went through in corporate America.
Thank you. Yes, it is. And I hope that folks get the same sort of takeaway that I did, and that is to imagine a world and what it would look like if women held a proportionate share of leadership roles, that is in the C-suite and at the board table. Think of what those agendas and those discussions and strategies and results will be. So that's what I leave your viewers with.
Well, I have another question for you. As you were writing the book, what steps did you learn along the way? Because obviously there's a lot that went into this book, a lot of personal experience, but you want more than just that. So what other resources did you use as you were writing the book?
Well, I did some primary research as well. I went out and did some online research with about 260 participants because I thought I want to have something to ground the book, make sure that it's not just Teresa's opinions here. And it was great because it really did sort of ground my thinking and my thesis here. So that was very helpful. But of course, I have so many stories, and as I start to talk to people in powerful positions, and they start to tell me their stories, again, it just validates where I was coming from to start with. I think this is something we just don't talk about too much, or not enough, as to the reasons why women are sitting at that very stagnated level. To say that 25% of board positions are now filled by women, why? Why isn't it 50? Like, I mean, I'm shocked by that. But to hear all of the reasons why, like, well, thank you, Teresa. You'd make a really good board member. However, we just don't have any openings at this time. Well, then make the damn openings. That's kind of how I feel. So I think that the more I talk to people out there, the more I want to go out and buy, sort of write that next book, because there's so much more to say. So
there's a lot to say, and there's a lot to learn from your books. Now, as it's going out into the world and people can get their hands on it, how do you think this could change experiences for women across the country?
Well, it's a good question you're asking, because although I wrote it for men, that's really who it's directed at. I've talked to some of my mentees. I have a few women that are that like to chat with me on a regular basis, which is fantastic. I love doing that. And they just said, no, Teresa, it's great that you've written it to direct at men, but as a young woman, I needed a playbook and I just got one. And I think that that's just a very telling situation, because I think that they honestly don't know about what they should say when they're in positions that I've described in the book, and how to react, and sort of how to keep their cool but yet get their point across. So yeah, I think that was just a really great observation.
I think it's so powerful what you're doing, only because you are becoming an activist for women all over, and whether it's at that C-suite and board level, or whether it's at a lower position. Like I was telling you, I worked in that marketing firm for a little while, and it was hard work. I was fighting tooth and nail to constantly have my ideas be heard, but if the same idea was proposed by someone else, then it was immediately like, that was a great idea. And I was like, this makes no sense to me. Like I said that a week ago with a full pitch deck too.
And it's funny, because I've had that exact same experience I've talked about in the book, and not once, not twice, several times, where I had such a great idea, and then I realized, why is this now such a great idea? It wasn't an idea like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, but now it is. So, and it was because a man in a more senior position in a leadership role actually made the position known to everyone, and everyone, oh, that's a great idea, but they weren't listening to me. So I feel sometimes that I'm a little, and this has gone back for decades, that I'm kind of invisible, even though you're sitting at an executive table, that your view just isn't as respected and considered as much as other men in the room. So it's real. The struggle is real.
It's so real. Now, if people would like to read your book, obviously it's directed towards men, but I do think it's a great playbook for women to get their hands on, and maybe just give them those little tidbits of advice on how to talk to someone, how to stand up for themselves, learning from your experiences and all of the other research you've done. Where can they buy your book?
Right now, it's available on Amazon, so please go ahead and order that. Just look it up under Suits and Skirts, Game On, Freeborn, and you will get that. It's on pre-order until next week, and it gets released, so it'll be in your hands very shortly. It's also available on other booksellers like Barnes & Noble as well, so help yourself, and it's in Kindle, softcover, and hardcover.
Teresa, thank you so much for giving us all this great information. Thank you for being the voice that women everywhere in corporate America need. We all really appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Madeline. It's been my pleasure to chat with you. We'll talk soon.
Make sure that you go online, you pre-order her book while you can. If not, then wait until it's released, but get your hands on it just because it's a great guide and really a great lesson for everyone to learn. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show.
Good morning, Vail.
Learn the latest in science each week and how it relates to everyday life. From space exploration to plant biology to the latest in high-tech advances. Every new scientific development is explored and explained in an understandable way. Amazing stories each week. Watch Science Now.
TV8 te brinda la mejor programación en español todos los días. Sintoniza Conexión Latina los lunes, miércoles y viernes a las 7 de la tarde con repeticiones los fines de semana. Además, te presentamos nuestro nuevo programa Sabores y Creaciones, donde hemos juntado tus recetas y manualidades favoritas en un solo lugar los martes y jueves a las 7 de la tarde. Y por último, disfruta de Daily Flash Latino, con noticias y entretenimiento en tendencia los sábados a las 7 de la tarde. Te esperamos por el canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina, nuestro canal de YouTube TV8 Vail Good Morning Vail o nuestra página web tv8vail.com.
Hello everyone, I'm Raisa Pascal.
And I'm Andrea Jackson. Welcome to Life, Love, Shopping. Have any personal stories you can share?
Do I? Yes, I do.
So even though you work for some good deals, too good to miss on flash deals. Now check this out.
Studies show spending time outdoors can help with depression, lowering blood pressure, and overall health and happiness.
Snooki and Scott show. We are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. Welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the immersion theater.
Good morning, Vail.
Hi friends, welcome to Vail Vibes. Avisha Scarborough here. Now if you've spent any time in Vail, you know that we have a vibrant art community here. And the latest addition to that community is a brand new contemporary art gallery with a long family legacy.
When Courtney Olson stepped into the role of curator and gallery director at Relevant Galleries, she was following in her family's footsteps.
My great uncle, Paul Zucker, he moved out from North Dakota to Denver very early on in his career, and he fell into the art world. He loved the art world. He, in his home, he has Moreaus and Picassos and just great, incredible artists. And he is a key collector in Denver in the art scene. And so when he started the gallery business, one of their next openings was actually in Aspen. And so my parents both got involved in that. And then you don't realize when you're sitting at the dinner table how much you pick up when you're little about the art world. And so I just joined 3 years ago. So we're a 3-generation family firm.
Their parent company, AD Galleries, has 11 established galleries throughout the Southwest. Courtney says she got to discover and choose a variety of emerging artists for this location.
That's the fun part. That's the fun part. We are always looking for artists. We probably get about 1,000 artist submissions every single year. And so typically in the springtime, we'll sit down, our executive team and each of our directors at all of our galleries will say, hey, this is what our clientele is wanting, this is what they're needing. And so we'll go through artist submissions, we'll go out to fun artist shows and figure out, who's selling and what are people wanting in the area. Especially big name artists, you want to get attached to those, but then also it's supporting the local artists, it's supporting the emerging artists. Like we just brought in an artist that's right behind me. His name is Jeffrey Gersten. He is definitely, I would say, more of an emerging artist, but incredible oil painter. I mean, his pieces look like photographs. And he is out of Arizona. And so it's that fine balance of showing both sides. So this gallery it's a show gallery. It's meant to show kind of the best work out of, I think we have 6 different artists in here right now. And so really going through and finding those pieces that are that wow factor that people stop and they're like, I want this in my house. Pretty much every single artist we do have in here is extremely contemporary. We have everything from wall sculptures to abstract paintings to one of the top Native American artists that is more that contemporary oil painter in the front. And so it does have a really unique mix where someone could easily choose one from each artist and have their whole home done.
Their sister galleries, Gibbs Singleton in Vail and Relevance Denver location, are known for representing the very popular David Yarrow.
He has just very interesting background from going from North American wildlife and South American wildlife into these new storytelling scenes that are very cinematically driven. It's like a little movie set inside of a photograph. We had some clients that actually got to go up to one of his shoots up above Leadville, and he did a Leadville shoot up there, which was pretty incredible. And it was that Southwestern, but it was like Cara Delevingne and a pair of skis walking outside of the saloon, and it's so creative. And I think that's a big part of his work and who he is, but also when you hear him speak, you're like, this man is a genius.
And if you want to meet David Yarrow, Russell Young, or any of the other artists, keep an eye on the Relevant Galleries website for upcoming events.
We're looking forward to doing a lot of incredible events. We have almost every single one of the artists that we have represented in here. We're going to be doing a show with them. We're going to be flying them in for a weekend, doing a show, having live music, bartender, all the fun things that you hope for a gallery show. But we'll be having, and it's really special to be able to meet the artist. And we're a very strong believer in you have to meet the artist to understand the art. When you meet the man behind the magic or the woman behind the magic, that's a whole different story.
Sounds incredible. We can't wait to dive deeper into the art and learn the stories of these talented artists. For TV8 in Vail, I'm Avija Scarborough.
Good morning, Vail.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Good morning, Vail.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Covered Bridge on TV8. My name is Kim Fuller, and I'm the editor-in-chief of Covered Bridge Magazine.
And I'm Bobby LaRue, the Director of Partnerships over at Covered Bridge Magazine. Today we have the pleasure of sitting down with Max Rowe. Max Rowe is actually a local artist that you're going to learn all about today, and he did the most recent cover of Covered Bridge Magazine. Welcome, Max.
Thanks, Bobby. Thanks, Kim. It's great to meet you guys.
So great to have you. So I will, it's not a spoiler or anything because the magazine is out and people can grab it, but here we are with the newest edition of Covered Bridge. So this art piece is absolutely phenomenal. It's called Red Shred, and how fun to put a piece of art on our cover. It's the first time we've done that with Covered Bridge. So Max, tell us a little bit about this piece and also the experience of getting this on the cover and just, the article, interview, and all of that. How'd that go for you?
It's been awesome partnering with you guys. This piece in particular, I love that we ended up going with this. I think it really pops, and this actually, funnily enough, this piece kind of started off a whole new run of work that I did that was really kind of loose with the snow. And the snowboarder on the front, Taylor Godber, she's a huge inspiration. I mean, her riding is amazing, and the photographer, Guy Fatal. So I loved just getting the inspiration from those guys, and in talking a lot about this article and this issue is about abundance. And for me, like with skiing and snowboarding, first and foremost, like abundance is all about POW. So I love to paint pictures of powder. And so this was really good, emblematic of that. And then, and also, yeah, just I love to receive the inspiration. We live in this really awesome age where we have so much access to really cool inspiration from all over the world, and I feel really grateful to get to take inspiration from other people and turn it into something special and new, and then go out and inspire more people with that. More people to ski, more people to care about skiing, more people to care about art, and everything in the magazine. So there's a lot of other really cool stuff in here too.
Oh, well, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Now, the article really does get into how you get your mindset around painting. And, we mentioned a little bit in there about the flow state. Can you speak to that? I mean, I think of snowboarding, number one, as like my most flow state, right? And I would imagine you're in a similar mindset when the brush strokes are just coming together, right?
Yeah, it's one thing that I love about like painting skiers and snowboarders is that, like you said, when you're out skiing and snowboarding, you can really get in that flow state. And so painting that subject matter also helps me get into that flow state when I'm painting. And I really feel like that's when I do my best work, is when I kind of get into the flow. Because a lot of my work is like really splattery and really action oriented. So kind of getting in the zone with it is really important for me, because you have to really feel it. The flow state is kind of an elusive thing, and not everybody knows how to describe it, but if you've experienced it, you know exactly what that is. So I really love to try to recreate that feeling and give that feeling, give that inspiration to my audience.
No, I really enjoy that, and you kind of nailed it with the flow state. Like once you've experienced it, you know what it is, right? But you can't always get there on a drop of a dime.
Yeah.
And it does take sometimes that process of focusing on maybe your snowboarding to get into your mental mindset for painting. You brought up something unique about getting inspiration from others. I looked at this cover, and I don't have many photos of me shredding POW in the backcountry, but if I did, I would be like, wow, I'd love that on my wall. Is that something the audience could take advantage of if they have a really,
Absolutely, yeah. If you have a sick photo of you sending it, hit me up, send it to me. I'm always looking for new inspiration, and
Cool.
I love to meet the people that I get to paint. That's a real treasure, honestly, to get to share that with other people. But Yeah.
Max, what is your art background, and how has that evolved?
Sure. I've been painting for a really long time. It's something I grew up doing at home. I went to the University of Colorado and studied studio art there. And so I've always it's always been like a constant in my life. It's something that I really love because I know I'll be able to always do it. So it's like a lifelong practice, which I love about that. Yeah. What was the question?
Well,
sorry, you can cut that part.
So something, a quote that we have from you in this article, Max Rowe, Finding Flow Through Art and Skiing by Caitlin Emig. That's the fun thing about art, is what you said. As I continue to grow and learn more about the world and myself, my art changes as well. It's something that always keeps me invested in doing it for myself.
Yeah.
So how has it evolved for you?
So I've always just really been gravitated to paint subjects of things that I'm interested in. So for a long time, I painted just figures. I was really into figure drawing and figure painting, and that kind of evolved into, I did a lot of yoga paintings for a while, which was really cool. Bobby, I know, is a yoga teacher. So, and then I've kind of moved away from yoga and gotten more into action sports. And I've grown up skiing. I'm really lucky and blessed that way I have a lifelong ski practice as well. So it's something that as I've gotten a little bit older, I'm not skiing 100 days a year anymore, but I did do that for a long time. But this is kind of a new way for me to be part of the ski culture and the ski environment. And it's fun to get to give back to the community and the ski culture in a new way. So I'm really excited about that. And then, just continuing forward, how my subject matter will continue to evolve and change. Like I said, I'm always interested in painting what I like to do. So I just learned how to surf last week. I was in Costa Rica, which is so cool. Got to surf a bunch of waves down there, and so now I'm really excited to paint some surfers. And very similar to snowboarding, but kind of want to inject some more tropical vibes, some new color schemes, that type of thing. So.
Yeah, I love that. I could see surfing definitely fitting your style of work.
Yeah.
The spray and everything that you do as far as the detail goes. That being said, too, yes, someone can commission a piece from you, but they can also go to a few galleries, if I'm not mistaken, and find your work and purchase something right off the wall there, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So right now I'm showing work at the Royal Street Fine Art Gallery. It's in Aspen. So I recommend anybody that's interested in seeing it in person, and it is awesome to see in person, go there, check it out. All of my original paintings are also UV reactive, which means they glow under a black light.
Wow.
So it's really hard to photograph, and it is also a thing that I love for it to be like this really cool first impression. You see it, you don't see that on paper, but then you get to see it in person and have this like deep reaction. It's really cool to see people get so excited. This is like two paintings in one. So I definitely wish everybody that has an interest to go check them out in person there. And you can also see everything on my website. It's maxflowart.com, as well as my Instagram, which is @maxflowart.
So great. Now I have this idea that we need to do a pop-up with you.
Oh yeah,
right?
I would love to.
We could bring people together and have a bunch of your paintings there and
Let's
have the
have a party.
magazines there. Okay, sounds good. Stay tuned for details on the party with Max Rowe and Covered Bridge. But yeah, this is just such an honor to have on the cover of Covered Bridge, our 5th issue, the abundance issue. Thanks for tapping into that theme in so many ways. And it truly is an honor to meet you, Max. And you're very talented, and it's great to have you in the Valley.
Well, thanks so much. I'm super honored to get to participate, and thank you guys very much.
Yeah, awesome.
Appreciate it.
Well, thank you everyone for watching Covered Bridge on TV8. Be sure to pick up the newest issue with Max's art on the cover, the Abundance issue, and thanks for tuning in.
Good morning, Vail.
our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Join us in exploring the everyday lives of community members here in the Vail Valley. Hear their inspiring stories of how they came here, their contributions to our community, and why they chose to call this place home. We want you to be one of our neighbors. If you would like to be featured or nominate someone to be featured, please send an email to danielle@tv8vail.com. We look forward to featuring your story right here on TV8.
Hi, I'm Ben Belgrad, and I'm the owner of Drinking Vessels here at Bat Country Studios in Minturn. And I've been in the Valley for 7 years. I moved to the Valley because a friend helped me to get my vision off the ground, building my glass studio here, and being so close to snowboarding. So here at the studio, we're acting as a broker for 50 to 100 artists from around the country. We also offer glassblowing classes, and we bring many artists from around the country here to be able to work and create art collaboratively and be so close to skiing and all the activities we have here in the Valley. Here at Drinking Vessels, we specialize in handmade glass drinkware from artists around the country and around the world. Some of these are produced as more of an item you could get in sets and kind of get different color options as time goes on. And some of these are completely one of a kind and really high-end art that's unlike anything people have seen before. While I'm an artist myself here at the studio, I'm representing between 50 and 100 other artists from around the country. And most of these artists are able to spend most of their time working on their art while we help handle their marketing and their sales and the distribution and representation, allowing them more time to focus on their art. That's really my privilege in running this business, is creating that support and providing that platform for this big group of artists that are part of a movement that's very important to me.
Good morning, Vail.
Thank you for spending your Monday here with us on the couch for Good Morning Vail. We had so much fun. That orange cake looks pretty dang good. I want to dip some in my coffee. I might try that out. We got to talk to David Yarrow. Oh my goodness, his photography. Kaylee Rush, an awesome photographer as well. We just had a great Monday with you. Have a great day. Get on out there, have some fun, and see you tomorrow for more Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Are you looking for exciting and nutritious recipes to cook